Good morning, all my dear students. I welcome you all for the history lecture. Today, we are going to start with our chapter number 2, Europe and India. So, student, I want everyone to open your page number 5. So, students, as I said earlier, in this year we are going to study the modern Indian history or modern era. You can also call it as a British era. Okay, why? Because during that time the Britishers were ruling our country, and that is why we can say like that, because in modern Indian history we are going to study about the Britishers. Okay, so Europe and India, in this chapter we are going to study what all changes happened in Europe and what was their effect on India. Also about the French, Portuguese and the Britishers, how they came India and how slowly they started ruling our country. That also we are going to study in this chapter. So students, during the modern period various happenings happened in Europe and that was impacted on India. Therefore, when we are going to study the modern Indian history, it is very important that we need to study the events happened in Europe during that period. So let's begin with the event which happened in Europe, that is period of Renaissance. Renaissance means rebirth, revival or change from medieval to the modern, or transition from medieval to modern. So in the history of Europe, the last phase of medieval period, that is 13th to 16th century, is known as a period of Renaissance. So very important, which period is known as Renaissance? The last phase of medieval period, that is 13th to 16th century. During this period, Reformation, religious reform movements and geographical discoveries laid the foundation of modern era. Hence this period is known as the age of Renaissance. So during that period, students, because of the Reformation, because of various religious movement, it gave a foundation to the modern era. From medieval age it was changed to the modern era. During this period, in the field of art, architecture, philosophy, etc., there was a revival. Revival means renew of Greek and Roman tradition, which gave momentum. Momentum means idea to an overall development. So during that period, because of the field of art, architecture, philosophy, etc., there was a renewal of Greek and Roman tradition, and which gave an idea to an overall development. During the Renaissance, humanitarianism means humanism, which concerned with more about the human welfare, was given great impetus. Okay, impetus means importance. So during the period of Renaissance, they gave more importance to the humanism. There was a change in the outlook of treating each other as a human being. So during the period of Renaissance, the people thinking also changed. They started treating each other as a human being. Okay, they started helping each other. Even they started treating each other as equal, as a human being. Instead of religion, man became center point of all ideologies. So if you are going to talk about the medieval age, so the religion was at the center. They always thinking in the religious point of view. But during the Renaissance period or in the modern era, this ideology also changed. This thinking also changed. So instead of religion, man became center point of all ideologies. Okay, so man became the center point of all ideas or a thinking. The reform movement spread throughout all sector of human life. Through knowledge, science, as well as different section of art, we can observe the discoveries of reform movement. So through this reform movement, we can find that or observe that various discoveries or development or technical development happened during this period only. The art and literature of Renaissance period depicts sentiments and emotions of human being. So here the word depict means represent. Sentiments means journal emotions or the feelings. Okay. So through the art and literature in the period of Renaissance, they try to represent the feelings, thoughts and emotions of a human beings. The literature was produced in local language for better understanding to the common people. Even they started producing the literature in a local language, so the common people will also understand what is written. John Gutenberg from Germany, he discovered the printing press in the year 1450 AD, and because of this, the discoveries of new ideas, concepts and knowledge help to reach all sections of society through the printing press. So during the Renaissance, very important reform movement happened in religion. So now next we are going to study that is religious reform movement. The independent intellectuals means the scholars or the thinkers, those are highly educated. They attacked the old religious ideologies of Roman Catholic Church. Ideologies means the thinking or the opinion. So after educating themselves, they attacked the religious ideologies of Roman Catholic Church. Okay, whatever the religious ideas were there about the Roman Catholic Church, on that they have attacked. The Christian priests were taking advantage of the ignorance of people and were indulged in unnecessary rituals. Here the word indulge means involving. So the Christian missionaries, they were taking the advantages of ignorance of the people and they were involving those people in unnecessary rituals. For example, if you are going to talk about India, then in India also we have a pujaris, like in Hindus we have a pujaris. In different communities we have a leader. Okay, but not all leaders, but there are some leaders, those leaders they used to fool the people. Okay, and with performing the different rituals they used to lure the people. Okay, the same thing was happening in Europe also. The Christian priests, they were taking the advantages of ignorance of the people and they were indulging, they were involving the people in different rituals, okay, or unnecessary rituals. They were telling people to do unnecessary rituals without any necessity, okay. So not all priests or not all leaders are the same, but there are some or there are few leaders, those who were doing the work of this, they were fooling the people. They looted the people in the name of the religion. Even they used to loot the people in the name of the religion. They used to collect the money. Okay. The movement that began against it is known as religious reform movement. And against all those things, one movement they have started. And what is the name of that movement? Religious reform. Reform means they are going to reframe the religion, and that is called as a religious reform movement. Due to this movement, human freedom and rationalism gained more importance. So because of this movement, what happened? Human, they got the freedom. Before that, if you are going to see, then the whatever the priest used to tell them, they used to follow that. Okay. So in short, they were totally dependent on the priest or the leader. Okay, or they were having a blind faith on the priest, and because of that, there was no freedom in human life. Okay, rationalism means a scientific thinking, means instead of keeping a blind faith on something, or in Hindi it is called as andhashraddha. Okay, so we have to find out scientifically reason behind that particular thing. So instead of keeping a blind faith, we have to find out the scientific reason behind that particular thing which has happened. And how it has happened? Because of the religious reform movement, the human being, they got the freedom, and also the rationalism, they started thinking scientifically. So these are the two things which they have received through the religious reform movement. Now next we are going to study, that is geographical discoveries. So what all were the things which were responsible for the geographical discoveries that we are going to study now. So the main reason was, in the year 1453, Ottoman Turk was there and they conquered the Constantinople. Nowadays it is not known as a Constantinople. Nowadays it is known as a Istanbul. So the Ottoman Turks, they conquer the Istanbul, which was a capital of Byzantine Empire. Okay, and there was a land which was used for the trade. Okay, and that route was joining Asia and Europe. And after conquering this Constantinople or Istanbul, they blocked this route. Okay, and that is why there was a need to find out the another route for the European countries to reach Asia. So because of all these things, it led to the phase of a geographical discovery. Now let's study this with the help of the map. Now on screen you can see the map. Can you see the Ottoman Empire? Yes. And here they have the Constantinople. So in the year 1453, Ottoman Turks, they conquer the Constantinople, which was capital of Byzantine Empire. The overland trade route joining Asia and Europe went through this country. So this was a place where it was joining the Asian countries to the European countries, and from that route only the trade was going on between these two countries. As in the year 1453, the Ottoman Turks, they conquer this Constantinople, which was the capital of Byzantine Empire, and they blocked this route. And there was a need of finding alternate trade route for the European countries to reach Asia. And that is why after blocking this route, there was a need to find out another route to the European countries to reach Asia. And this led to a new phase of geographical discovery in history. Okay. Now I want everyone to open your page number 5. You can see the Leonardo da Vinci. He is recognized as an all-round personality of the period of Renaissance. He was all-round personality. He was well versed in different branches of science and art. He had mastery over varied subjects. Variety means different subjects such as sculpture, architecture, mathematics, engineering, music, astronomy, etc. But he became world renowned as a painter. His painting of Mona Lisa and the Last Supper became immortal. Immortal means remember forever. Okay, this is the meaning of immortal. So we cannot forget the paintings of Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, which was painted by the Leonardo da Vinci. As it is said in this passage, Leonardo da Vinci is recognized as an all-round personality of that particular period, or that Renaissance period we can say. And he was having a mastery over different subjects like sculpture, architecture, mathematics, engineering, music, astronomy, etc. But he became world renowned or world famous person as a painter. Now let's move to the geographical discoveries. During the 15th centuries, European sailors went on expedition to discover sea route to India. So after the Ottoman Turk, they blocked the land route. The European countries, they started searching a sea route to the Asian countries or to India we can say, as they were knowing the India was very rich in raw material. Okay, and they require the raw material. As we have studied, the because of Renaissance there was a development in the field of science and technology, and because of the technological development they have established the industries, and to their industry there was a requirement of raw material, and from where they used to get the raw material? From India. And that is why there was a need to find out the another route to India, and that is why they have decided to do the geographical discoveries. Okay, and they decided to discover the sea route to India. In the year 1487 AD, Bartholomew Dias, a Portuguese sailor, began his expedition in search of India, but he reached the tip of African continent, which we now known as Cape of Good Hope. So the first who started the journey, Bartholomew Dias. He was a Portuguese sailor. He began his journey in search of India, but where he reached? He reached to Africa. So he reached to the tip of African continent, which is known as the Cape of Good Hope. After Bartholomew's Diet, in the year 1492 AD, Christopher Columbus set on his journey to India by sailing towards the west. Okay, so he sailed towards the west to find out the India, but he reached on the eastern coast of continent of America. But where he reached to America. So in the year 1492 they discovered the continent of America. Then in the year 1498 AD, Portuguese sailor Vasco da Gama managed to sail past the Cape of Good Hope and reach the Indian coast in Calicut. Okay, so who passed this Cape of Good Hope? Vasco da Gama. He passed this Cape of Good Hope and he successfully reached to the Indian coast in Calicut. So now you have understood how the European countries, how they have discovered the sea route to the India. So students, here we are going to stop. The remaining part we are going to continue in the next lecture. And for your homework, you are going to read this lesson. Thank you, students.